Okay, imagine an author writes a book and a page comes to life and decides to go against the author. That's pretty much what we're dealing with here. Now, to discuss furthermore in my progression, the fiery heart and the sensation I felt when I fasted for 3 weeks, I see that there's two ways towards it. You have to either be walking in the light and be a being of light, or you're just going to have to fast. There's the only two ways to really get to this. But if you fast and you spend a lot of time sun gazing, it doesn't work dually. You might want to sun gaze some of the day and then kind of just take the rest of the day to chill if you're fasting. But if you're not fasting and you want to push the limits and get all of these like in results pretty quick and all of this stuff, you're just gonna have to push the limits, and then you're gonna have to eat something to keep yourself going, because you're really pushing yourself a lot. It's like strenuous cardiovascular exercise, because all this tenses up. When all this is happening, your whole body tenses up, and it's like Bruce Lee's muscle machine, where he had those little nerve ending things on his body or whatever, and it was making the impulses, making his muscles jump. That's kind of like what this is, like a cardiovascular workout. So it's amazing though. I mean, whenever she appears in the sky like that, like on the Max or whatever, in the Max comics, or, I mean, it happens a lot. There's a lot of things that show you that. But she was kind of like, well, see, I told you. And I was just like, oh, I'm like, okay. So I kind of felt like it was kind of coming towards both of us, because me and him have been kind of tossing the dice as to when this is going to happen. Like, when is this actually going to take place? And now that it's finally starting to kind of like take a different form, and I can feel that it's like really revving up, this being comes, and it's interesting because I wasn't scared. Like, she's big as hell. Like, she's bigger than a motherfucker. This here would be like another example, but I'm not like actually afraid. It's weird. Who would not be afraid of something like that? That eyes appeared in the sky, but the whole face is what came. It just kind of formed from eyes to a face. And it was like, see, I told y'all. Kind of like that. It was like that feeling that, and I was just like, what? Wow. Okay. I guess I can eat, but he's got good intentions. He has his own free mind to think for himself, and that's what she allows for everybody. And that's the reason why her kid is doing what he's doing, is because he's using his own free will. And the stuff that they're about is not what she's about. Like all this incest and all of this horrible perversions, sexual perversions, child trafficking, all that stuff. That's stuff that they do because they want to make it like, the stuff that she has control of, our fantasies and stuff like that. They want to make it look like they're free, and that's what they want to. They want to feel like they're free, so they do these horrible things, and it's not anything that she's about, so they're free of what she's about. But yeah, man. The reason why I'm doing that is because the sun, those little hands that come out, and they're like solar flares, and they turn into hands. He was just like, all right, now you go. And I was just like, oh, okay, put it into a fist now. Before that, he was saying, here, put your DNA activation out towards me. And I'm like, okay. So that's how I do it. I just do what he tells me. And then I just tell you guys. That's pretty much it. Man does not have any answers. If there's any guy that has answers to something and they don't sun gaze like this, they don't know. They don't know anything but what they're spoon fed their whole life. And it is what it is. There's nothing that can be done about it. And the only way that they know who their maker is if they go to the light. And they'll meet this being first, which is just like an angel of light, a cherub. That's what he looks like. He looks like a cherub. And then this being leads you to this being. So you just got to burn off the calcification of your pineal gland so you can see the spirit world that's all around you. And it's not, not something that I just want you to believe. Just go see for yourself. That's it. I might be crazy. I might be a lunatic. Just in case all this is all bullshit and none of this happens, just go look and see for yourself. So I'm going to continue doing this. So what this is this is like a spiraling, it feels like a DNA spiraling going up into the heart and then curling off of itself. And it's going into the shins, and the energy is pulsing upward and downward. And it's coming from here and it's coming from there. So this is kind of going back and forth, kind of like a loop. And it's building up on itself, and I'm holding my fist out, and my fists are smoldering, and my head is smoldering. So it's very interesting. It's like it's all It's an inevitable happening. And slow and steady wins the race. You got to keep your pace. Don't let your aim go astray. And when you get awake, stay awake.